welcome Christine to the stage. And I'm so happy to have you here. I'm delighted to have you here as part of our April 2022 WEN Summit. Welcome, Christine.
Thank you. Super excited to be here. This is a really interesting conversation, and it's going to definitely tie into some themes that you've heard from this morning and from yesterday, because it's really important to understand, do you have a hobby, perhaps an expensive one, or do you actually have a business? And do you have the foundations you need to scale it? And that's really the angle we're going to talk about today, because I think one of the things I notice most, so I'm a business success coach. I actually help people go from buying a job to running a business. And what we heard this morning was that big shift in mindset and that big shift in, do you have the systems to step away from your business? But many times when I intersect with entrepreneurs or new business owners, and I typically say people who maybe struggle to get their first client, or their first clients haven't been repeated and they don't know where to turn. What I often find, and I say to people, and I'd love you to pop it in the chat, there are 3 myths that we all buy into when we decide we're going to do this. And it doesn't matter whether you were an intentional entrepreneur or an accidental entrepreneur, most of us buy into these 3 things. The first one I want to ask you, and put a yes or no in the comments below. Do you believe the key to success is hard work? Yes or no? Is hard work what is needed to bridge the gap? All right, we've got some yeses in there. So this is interesting. This is actually not true. And this may seem counterintuitive, but I say to people all the time, the goal is not hard work. It is, and there was a great comment in the chat, effort on the right things is more important than hard work. And here's why. You know people in your life who work incredibly hard. Are they successful? Maybe not. Hard work in it of itself is not necessary to be successful. And I want you to be thinking about that, because there is this real badge of busy that we have subscribed to. There's this real belief that, I just need to hustle. And that's going to be my next question. Do you think that you need to simply do more to get where you want to go? Is more the thing that you keep saying to yourself on repeat? If I just did more, my business would fly. Because I think this idea of more is what has created burnout. I'm glad to see these no's. This idea of more also leads to imposter syndrome. Okay, we're going to come back and talk about imposter syndrome for a second, because there's a mindset piece we need to talk about. But it is not about hustle. Hustle will keep you exhausted. It will keep you working to 100 hours a week for little to no money. And if that is where you are headed, this is your SOS. This is the most important session you're going to hear, because we're going to get you off the crazy train. You need to find your level of crazy, but do not subscribe to the crazy train that leads you into burnout. It's not worth it. That's not your goal. The third thing that I want to ask you is, will you define success in your business by profit and or revenue? Something we've been talking a lot about in the summit this couple of days so far has been know your numbers. But is how you measure success revenue and or profit? Right where you are right now in your business, yes or no? Do you celebrate that, or do you feel crappy because revenue and profit is the measure of success? I'm curious. This is an interesting one, because a lot of us feel like our business should be more revenue, more profit. And we feel kind of crappy, especially we're in that hobby to business transition period. And you think, I don't have sales yet, so I'm not successful. I'm not successful by somebody else's definition of success. And that was a great question in the previous breakout room, which was, are you making the decisions for your business, or is somebody else's judgment making decisions for you? Revenue and profit are incredibly important. You cannot run your business, and Janet was just talking about that. You cannot run your business as a business without revenue and or profit, and they are not the same things. But it's not the only measure of success I want you to be thinking on. And I want you to spend some time, if you can, over the weekend, thinking about how am I defining success on my journey? Because getting out of your comfort zone, taking risks, doing something for the first time is essential habits you need to be successful in business. And those are not going to be something that somebody else outside of you will celebrate. You need to celebrate it for yourself because it is the key to scaling. And I will tell you that people are like, you've come so far. I know where I started. I always say to people, you need to be one chapter ahead of your perfect client, not necessarily 10, but you will only get better if you do. You cannot get better living in your head. So this is a bit of your rallying cry, if you will, to the call to action. How do you bridge the gap? So I'm going to give you 4 foundations, and I'm going to share my screen to talk about what do you need to do in your business to make it scalable. And I will tell you right now, the last one is the one I want to talk about first. Start with the end in mind. Sales is the oxygen to your business. If you do not have sales, chances are you are on life support. Give yourself an oxygen mask. I've got 2 great tips. I'm just going to say that right now in the giveaways. There are 2 great resources about getting your head around selling, because selling is essential to your business and it doesn't need to make you feel icky, gross, hyperventilate, or avoid it like the plague. I love sales conversations, and I'm going to tell you why you will love them too. And you might not trust me yet, but that's okay. Start with the end in mind. Pick up those 2 free resources that we are offering here in the summit as a giveaway, because they will help you fundamentally reframe how you're looking at sales. But there are 4 foundations. The first one is managing the 6 inches of your business. These are the hardest 6 inches you will ever climb, and you will climb them minute by minute, day by day, week by week, month by month, and hour by hour. Talking about your mindset. Everyone struggles with perfectionism, imposter syndrome, scarcity mindset, the need to defer to other people to make decisions, and the wrong focus and mismatch of how to spend your time on your business. We do a ton of busy work, and a ton of it we live in our head. And the interesting thing, because I know this is about women entrepreneurs, here's a fascinating stat that I heard just this week. 70% of high-achieving women, people like Michelle Obama, Maya Angelou, struggle with it. So you've got great company. And that is imposter syndrome. 70% of high-achieving women struggle with it. Am I good enough? Do I belong here? Have I got what it takes? It shows up and undermines us all. The interesting thing that this is so prevalent in high-achieving women. It is not even on the radar of someone with no ambition. So managing your 6 inches is essential. And I just said it a few minutes ago, but I want to reiterate it. The answer to managing 6 inches is action. So what can you do right now? If you can do something in 2 minutes or less in your business, do not put it off. Do it right now, because you will spend more time thinking in circles, and you really haven't got that time. If it takes less than 2 minutes, do it now. So you got to manage your mindset through action. Be an action-orientated bias in your business. That's your rallying cry every day. What can I do to move my business forward? Number 2 in the building blocks is you need to understand the 4 ways to generate revenue. Okay, revenue is a great mystery to many people when they're starting their business. And I'm going to tell you what they are. The first thing in your business is to take an existing product that you already have, and you need to sell it to an existing client. Okay, that's your number 1 way to create revenue. The number 2 way to create revenue is if you do it really well, chances are people might refer new clients to you to buy the same product. So that is new clients to existing product. You might get them as beautiful gifts and say thank you and reward and incent your communities to bring referrals to you. It is the best marketing spend out there, and word of mouth is more powerful than you can possibly spend your way to. But you also need to start thinking, I need to find new people. So come back to that. We're going to talk about how to find new people. But the third way to create money, to create revenue in your business, and now we're starting to grow a profit here because effort is going up on the right things, is finding new product to your existing clients. You should always be thinking in your business, what does my client need next? You can choose if you want to serve it, but you can certainly offer value by connecting them to the next step. That's a great place to create power relationships with other people that can serve your client. Share revenue, hugely important because it's profitable and not time intensive. The fourth way, this is the most amount of creative, the most amount of effort, the most amount of profit possible, new product to new people. Infinite white space. But there are 4 ways to create revenue, and you need to assess in your business right now, how many am I actively participating in? And even if the answer is not all 4 today, I want you to know right now that is the goal. Systems will support this. You're not just wanting to work hard here, you're wanting to work smarter. If you have a highly intensive service in the first one, which is existing product to existing client, you can't simply do more and reach your revenue goal. You'll run yourself into the ground. That's not the goal. That's why we just ask that. But you can start thinking about, great, if I can actually have new clients to something I already do, great, not very time intensive. Then you can think, what can I do next? A little bit of incremental adds additional revenue, additional profit. And you can go from one to one to many. And that is about leverage. And leverage is really important when you're scaling your business. But you need to understand revenue. You need to audit where you are today. And I want you to just know, if nothing else today, that there are other ways to create money than you maybe do today. If you need help discovering what a value ladder could be for your business, let's talk about it. Maybe I can help you figure that out. But the third one, this is the one I think I am so passionate about. I'm actually going to be running a course related specifically to this third pillar starting in May. It's you need to attract more clients. So often, and I know Harriet's heard me say this, but business owners subscribe to the Field of Dreams, Kevin Costner business strategy, which is, if I build it, they will come. And guess what's happened in this field that you've created? It's been infested with crickets. They didn't come. And you're wondering what the heck just happened. So you start to get scarcity in your mind. And you think the answer is I'm not promoting enough. So I'll just post all over social media. I've got awesome stuff, come buy it. More crickets. The cycle repeats and repeats. And you're wondering, oh my God, I'm starting to panic. I have a hobby that's really, really expensive. What the heck do I do? Can I do it? And the mindset spirals out of control. The answer is really simple. You have not built your audience. You cannot sell if nobody knows you exist. And you cannot ever present offers if nobody knows what you do. So there are 3 really important things. And this is, I think, the biggest miss in most early stage entrepreneurs is we do not spend enough time creating our audience because we want to have a perfect website. We want to have a perfect product. We want to have all of our bank accounts set up. We want to have all this blah, 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 fill in the blanks, and never have to have a sales conversation. You got to start with the end in mind. If you don't have sales, you do not have oxygen in your business. But the 3 priorities, number 1 is you must, 50% of your time is my recommendation. This I'll stand on the line here. Say 50% of your week, it needs to be about getting in front of new people, more ways, more often. And you need to do it every single day in some capacity. because you are constantly building the know, like, and trust factor, the expert status that others are going to see you. If they can't see you, understand you, get to feel you, experience you, way before you ever present something, they don't know why they should listen. So you need an intentional strategy about this. Get visible. There are a lot of different ways to do that. It is not only about social media, but have an intentional strategy. And this in itself will remove the peaks and valleys in your business. If you only want to be in service delivery and you never want to make new friends, you are better being an employee. Because the number one person who has to drive your engine is always going to be you. So build your audience. The second thing you need to do is get really clear on what I call the so what factors. There's 3 of them. Why are you in business? You have to have a vision that's so big it pulls you past your comfort zone. Because the worst business strategy, I think, second to the Kevin Costner one, is that just do what you love. Because if you only ever do the bits you love, you will always stay in your comfort zone. Your business is built outside of it. You must have a very clear vision of why this matters for you. We talked about freedom in an earlier session. What does the freedom mean? Because it's not the freedom in and of itself that's your vision. It's what will it mean for you? What will you do with it? How will it transform your impact? It has to pull you past convenience. That's number 1, so what? Number 2, so what? What's the problem you solve? The problem is never the problem that you think it is. I'll give you a perfect example really quickly. People say to me, the problem is bad skin if you're selling skincare. The problem is not bad skin. Bad skin is an outcome. Your solution is skincare. I'm going to ask you, what does bad skin cost you? It costs me relationships. It costs me promotions. It costs me confidence in front of new people. Confidence is the problem. Talk to me about how you can help me gain my confidence, and I will have time for you. Tell me about how I will use my confidence to transform my life, and I will open my wallet. Don't tell me I have bad skin. It feels critical. And I don't want to start a conversation where you're telling me I'm ugly and I'm criticized. So be careful that you talk in a language your client will understand, but you need to know the problem. So start digging around the problem. What's the problem you solve? Because if you can market that and message that, I will tell you, people will come to you and say, tell me more. And then the third, so what, is why are you the right guide? There are 8 billion people on the planet. Somebody needs you and your business. Just mathematically, trust me, there are clients out there for you. You should not be struggling for clients. Part of the problem is you're saying you are the solution. You are not the solution. You're the guide. Why are you the right guide for a specific person? You are not for everybody. You need them to self-identify. I'm not for you. Great. Step away. And the other people need to see you in alignment and integrity. You do not want to hide, shy away, or be anything but authentic. Because the right people need to see you. And you can't blend in the sea of sameness. Be you. You are more than enough. Watch your headspace in the 6 inches that are telling you you're not. But the 3 things, so what? Why are you in business? What's the problem? Why are you the right guide? Final thing is, how is business built? This is really simple, but often missed. It is built through conversation. Nurture. Business is really simple. It's 3 things and only 3 things. Meet people. Give value as perceived by the client when you understand the problem. And again, guess what? You need to make an offer. I will tell you, I can audit anybody's business within half an hour and say, show me your calendar. And I will tell you, if you don't have meetings with new people, you have not made an offer this week, you have no sales in your business. You do not have a thriving business. You have a hobby and it's expensive. So you need to spend the time doing this. And I will tell you, it seems like maybe a lot. I just want to show you a quick story. I built my first business 1 hour a day. I had a full-time corporate job. I traveled 40% of the time. I was engaged at the time when I started my business and planning a wedding, and I was having 70 people at my house. I built my business 1 hour a day, doing exactly the foundations I'm saying right now. My business doubled every year. It's not about working harder. It's not about being in hustle. It's about focusing on the right things that will move the needle. Conversations, value, and make offers. So the final pillar is about the sales. Sales is really much simpler than you think. If you know that somebody has a problem, and you understand that problem, and maybe you've experienced that problem, and you know you can help bridge the problem from where they are to where they want to go, and you don't offer to help, how does that make you feel? Like a good human being? It's not about you. I will tell you a simple thing about business is it's not about you. You are here in service of others. And if you know you can help somebody, you need to get out of your way, out of those 6 inches that are telling you it has to be perfect. I can't put myself out there. Somebody will judge me. Don't give up headspace to somebody rent-free. It's never worth it. Nobody else's opinions will ever pay your bills. Instead, you go, I am here to serve you, so I must be visible. And I tell my clients, think about sales as serving at the highest level. I am compelled to be there for you. I'm compelled to show you the bridge. I'm compelled to be the guide for you. And so why is that so important? If I think about that as the reframe of sales, when I get into conversation, I'm offering value. I care about people. I'm not hunting for clients. There's nothing worse than the opinion of I closed a client. You didn't end something. A new client is what? A gift, a start of a new relationship. How does that feel different? We all need services. There are so many people that need your business. Serve them by making it about them and you showing you understand where they are, where they want to go, and how you can help. Because if you can show up when you're messaging in number 3, attracting more clients, and get clear that I'm here to serve you at the highest level, guess what? You will never look for clients in your life. I don't show up any day in my business thinking I'm hunting for clients today. I show up and I have a Post-it note that says, I never look for clients. I look for people I can love, ways I can help, and problems I can solve. And if I'm visible in my business, I leave footprints in the sand. I am the light in the darkness, and they need to be able to find me. And they might watch in the sidelines for a really long time. I need to show up in integrity and be committed to the vision of my business. I need to understand they're going to intersect with me all the time in different ways. But when I do that, guess what happens? People pop up and say to me, what does it look like to work with you? How awesome would it feel in your business if that was your reality? Because it can be. When you understand that there are 4 foundations to scale your business, you are constantly needing to take action on the right things. You need to understand how revenue drives your business. What is the mix of business and lifestyle you want? That might directly impact the revenue streams you create. One-to-one, one-to-many. What's the impact you can create? How can you use systems, tools, and the numbers to help you audit where best to spend your time? You can do more with 1 hour of focus on attracting clients every single day to explosively grow your business. You must be visible, you must be intentional, and you must understand that if there's no oxygen in your business, you are on life support. So this is your lifeline. The formula is simpler than you think. You can do this. I know there's so much hesitation when you start in business. And I was talking with a client this morning who was like, I need to get my website. I don't need to have any clients for a year. And I'm like, you decide when to make an offer because you control your business. Not every person you meet will need what you have. Not every problem that you see you want to help solve. But every conversation gives you a place to show up as an expert, to contribute, and to connect. If you are a connector by nature, like I am, I'm the learned extrovert, how can I help you? Sales is about three things, and you'll see that in the video giveaway that I gave. I never look at sales and profit as my measure. They are the result of my habits. But the habits that make me me are when three things happen in my life. Number one, someone says, I got your name from someone else. That means my reputation is good. My integrity is in alignment with who I am, and the market appreciates it. Second thing that happens is someone comes to me and says, I have an idea. Blue sky. That's a beautiful, free space to play in. Or when someone says, I just like your opinion. And I will tell you, I love a sale. I love a new beginning. But what's really important to me, and I want you to be thinking about how you can serve your clients, is it's not the first sale. You will celebrate every sale in your business. It's an exciting moment because it's a beginning. But what's really important is not the first sale. It's where are we going to be on the 10th sale? Because at that point, we're partners. That's actually how you chase your dream and you make a positive impact. And that's what I'm all about. For those of you who have not met before, I am still Christine Campbell Rapin. I'm so grateful to Haley for bringing on this summit. I'm happy to take any questions that you might have. This is your dream. You can do it.
This is amazing. I mean, thank you, Christine. Yeah, I think a lot of times, we forget, if you don't have sales, if you're not bringing in money, this is just a very expensive hobby. So what do you need to be changing in your business to be bringing in more sales? And what are you selling? And I see it all the time with people who come to me who want me to do the fourth iteration of the website.
It's not the website. This is an interesting one, and I posted about it. I put a really big stake in the sand in my own LinkedIn and my own community that I run, and I run a free community like Haley does for people that I know. You might not have the support you thought. You might not know where to go. That's okay. None of us did. We don't have all the answers. You don't need to. You don't need to know the what and the why. But the interesting thing someone said is, will you run this course a year from now? And I said, what is costing you your inaction? What is the cost of inaction in your life right now? You can have 6 months of amazing growth, or you can have 6 months of excuses in your business. You must decide what level of accountability you need, because you will get there. I will tell you, if your vision is big, you will get there. I know that. You do not need to doubt that. I know it. Borrow my belief. I know you will get there. The question is, do you want to get there more quickly with fewer bumps and bruises? Because you can. But what is your cost of inaction? Leverage the community. There's so many amazing people in WEN. Ask questions, but be prepared to step outside your comfort zone. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just do it. Swallow the frog. The first time will never be beautiful, so I would just tell you that's okay. You only get to the second one by doing the first one pretty horrifically and then laughing and chuckling about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think sometimes we forget where we started. People a lot of times look at me and they're like, oh, but you're so comfortable on camera. And I'm like, oh, that's not where I started.
No.
And if you saw me at my first networking meetings, you would laugh.
Well, and I will, yeah, that's why I say it's important people know, I built my first business 1 hour a day. And when I did my first speaking event, I've spoken obviously in my corporate career, and I've spoken on things. I was the new kid in class, lived in 5 countries and 30 cities. So I was often this paralyzing shy kid. I'd stand up and say, hi, Christine, please be my friend. I'm still that person. But the interesting thing about it was I was panicked. I'm like, I don't have 20 friends. How on earth am I going to grow a business? I don't have 20 friends. And the interesting thing I will tell you is I don't have a single friend who's ever spent money in my business. All of my business has been built on strangers that became friends. So that's why you have to be visible. You have to nurture the relationship. You have to serve first. Listen with both ears, managing the space between it. Because I will tell you, your business will be built on strangers. And they will become friends. And in my business, I only make an offer to somebody I want to spend a lot of time with.
Yeah. I love that. In my business, I only make an offer to somebody I want to spend the time with. I like that so much. Everybody, let's give Christine a round of applause and some reactions. And yes, the round of applause. Thank you so much, Christine. This was so valuable, so much insight. I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate you and being here. I appreciate everybody for being here.